Welcome to Bite-Sized Folklore, where old myths speak loudest in silence, and the past never really stays buried. Today's tale comes from the misty borderlands between Scotland and England. It's a land of stone and sorrow, where battlefields have gone long cold, but something else still lingers. A creature that haunts ruins and drips with blood, a goblin from the darkest corners of the fairy world, and a servant of cruelty itself. This is the story of the Redcap, and the tale of the man who made a deal with one. Now there are fairies, and then there are Unseelie. The Unseelie Court is the dark side of the fairy realm, the malicious, dangerous, and bloodthirsty ones. And the Redcap is very much part of their number. He lives only in the borders, in the ruins of old castles, forts, and towers. But not just any ruins. Redcaps make their homes in places soaked in violence, castles burned in war, towers where people were tortured, places where something awful happened, and the walls still remember. They hide in the shadows of these ruins, waiting, and when a lone traveller passes by, they strike. Sometimes they throw stones from the ruins themselves, and sometimes they go straight for the kill. But one thing is always the same. Afterwards, they dip their cap in the blood of their victim. That's what gives it its colour, and its power. Because if a Redcap's hat ever dries out, he dies. So he must keep killing. Not for pleasure, not for revenge even, but to stay alive. Folklorist William Hensworth, writing in the 1800s, gave us one of the best descriptions. A short, thick-set old elf with long, prominent teeth, skinny fingers armed with talons like eagles, large eyes of a fiery red colour, grizzly hair streaming down his shoulders, iron boots, a pike staff in his left hand, and a red cap on his head. Not exactly the sort of creature you want to meet in a ruined tower, but someone did. And not just anyone. A lord. In the far south of Scotland, not far from the English border, stands Hermitage Castle. Even now, it looks haunted, bleak, grey, and grim, like it was carved from the bones of the earth. Long ago, it was ruled by a man named William de Soulis. William was a powerful nobleman, and a monster. He was cruel to his tenants and obsessed with the dark arts. He stole children from local farms for his rituals. He practiced black magic, and hurt people, because he could. And cruelty, as you might expect, draws attention. One day, a stranger came to Hermitage Castle, an old man with long fangs and burning red eyes. It was Robin Redcap, the Redcap of legend. Robin had an offer. In exchange for free reign of the land around the castle, he would give William complete protection from harm. No blade, no spell, no force on earth could injure him, unless he was bound with a rope made of 3 strands of sand. A rope that really could not exist. William agreed. With his Redcap protector watching the land, he became more arrogant and more evil, convinced that he was untouchable. His people suffered, his lands grew quiet, and still, no one could stop him. That was until somebody remembered an old name. Thomas the Rhymer, the poet, the prophet, and some say a man who once rode with the Queen of the Fairies herself. William's tenants begged for Thomas the Rhymer's help, and he agreed. He crafted a special belt, a 3-stranded belt made of lead, hollowed out and filled with sand. Not a rope, but close enough to cheat a promise made to something inhuman. The villagers launched an attack, and this time, it worked. They bound William de Soulis with the lead belt filled with sand, and they dragged him from his throne. Robin Redcap was nowhere to be seen. The villagers boiled William alive in a massive cauldron, punishment for the pain he'd inflicted on them all. And as for Robin Redcap, he vanished. But the castle never truly quieted. For years after, travellers claimed to see a shadowy figure haunting the ruins of Hermitage Castle. Tall as a man, fast as a fox, eyes glowing red. Some believed Robin Redcap stashed away a treasure hoard in the castle during his time there. Gold, relics, or something darker. And every so often he comes back, still looking for it. Or maybe, just making sure his cap never dries out. So if you find yourself wandering the borders and you come across a lonely old ruin where nothing stirs, and the air feels wrong, don't go in alone. And if you hear iron boots on stone behind you, don't run. Don't look. Just pray. Loudly. Thank you so much for listening to Bite-Sized Folklore. If this story gave you the chills, follow and share. It helps keep the legends alive. And if you ever see a red cap on the ground, leave it where it lies. Until next time, stay curious, stay wary, and never trust a bargain sealed in blood.